Hello, and welcome back to the Boston Commune. Sorry for the delay. I had a couple teeth pulled and it was pretty fucked. But we're back, baby! This week's incredulous installment features commentary from Comrades Scott, Joe, Ellie, and myself. Joe gets us up to speed, covering all the ways in which Democrats have been tying their own shoelaces together in the legislature, as constituents eagerly await stimulus checks and better pay. We discuss dual structures, capitalist propaganda, the political theater of impeachment and confirmation hearings, crypto-fascist CEOs, tech-savvy spinach, and a piece of shit Nazi from Oklahoma. So please do us a favor and share this content. Do yourself a favor and enjoy your epoch.
Found out this fucking Obama wants to ban flavored dip.
All right. Yeah. And now you know the nuts and bolts. Joe, what's the nuts and bolts of the news?
Okay, Pee Wee Herman.
He's just been fucking throwing insults at me left and right all fucking night. Jesus.
He's tired because his job sucks.
I'm actually quite awake.
Like I said, the wolf is on the prowl. Joe, give him them headlines. Come on, baby.
So yesterday, voting began in Bessemer, Alabama on unionizing. The union election for 5,800 Amazon workers and
Thank you.
a Bessemer, Alabama fulfillment center began yesterday morning. So
what a fucking apocalyptic word, fulfillment center.
Yeah, I know. I've actually been in one of those. It is the most genuinely depressing place I have probably stepped foot in.
There's a few segments of it of nomad land that take place in like an Amazon fulfillment center, and it's very big and depressing.
Ain't nobody getting fulfilled over there.
It's one thing seeing it like on TV. It's another thing actually being in the fucking building.
2 snares and a cymbal in post.
Very different.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
But yeah, so that started yesterday, and hopefully they form a union, and there's not really.
Yeah, damn it! I'm excited about the fucking union, man.
I mean, I talked about this I think last week or the week before, so I don't really think I need to add much further to it, other than like it started. And then that's the only good bit of news that there is, because the news just it's significantly worse from there.
Lay it on me.
Let's hear it. First of all, for the union, I just want to give them. Oh yeah, baby.
That was a big one.
It was a noisy one.
Damn.
So
Joe is so over my shit.
So, a new research finds that fossil fuel killed 8.7 million people globally in the year 2018. Deaths caused from pollution from power plants, vehicles, and other sources accounted for nearly 20% of all deaths in the year 2018. So, not only is fossil fuel destroying the planet, it is literally killing us in real time.
It's bad. Shit's bad.
So
real time is the best way to get killed.
No, that was a bad sound.
Oh, no.
So in 2018, more people died from like fossil fuel related,
Hold on a second.
Issues.
Hold on.
People who died from.
What the fuck was that sound effect supposed to be? It was like the wind.
It was a storm.
Okay.
It says perfect storm, but it doesn't sound very perfect. And where the fuck is George Clooney, by the way? Nowhere.
All right, I'm sorry.
Joe, keep going on about the existential terror that is climate change.
Let's back up. So let's get into these statistics, Joe. I'm sorry.
Yes. So in 2018, more people died from things that were attributable to fossil fuels than the number of people who died from tobacco and malaria put together globally. So 13% of all the children who died in Europe that year died from respiratory infections, which were attributable to fossil fuel. In the United States, it was about 6.5%. So respiratory issues are on the rise it's across the board in 3 continents at this point, having to do with things like pollution and also like declining air quality as a result of climate change and also the pollution that we're causing in real time. And yet we're not really doing anything about this, which ties into the next thing I want to talk about, which is the borderline genocidal vaccine like rollout policy that Massachusetts is embarking upon, in which you can be eligible to be vaccinated under the phase 2 of the rollout if you smoke like 2 packs of Marlboro a day or 2 packs of Lucky Strike or whatever the fuck you're smoking these days. Smoking is, according to Massachusetts, classified as a comorbidity that would allow you to be vaccinated under phase 2. But asthma, HIV, and autoimmune disorders, along with intellectual disabilities, do not qualify as comorbidities that would allow you to be vaccinated under phase 2.
Guess I gotta take up smoking.
At the same time,
Oh, hell yeah.
that COVID restrictions are being loosened.
Well, on the upside, if you start smoking now, you might develop some kind of pre-emphysema within the next couple of months.
That's how we game the system.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I gotta do. What if I just smoke menthols? Or like fucking...
See, that's the problem. They don't sell menthols in Massachusetts anymore.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get vaccinated. Damn it.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, I think you're screwed on that front.
Yeah.
It's
Oh well.
not fair.
I'll just have to only hang around people that... I don't know. Fuck it. Fine. Everything's fine.
I got some cigarettes. I'll get you started. I don't know.
All right. Let's be smoking buddies.
I can mail you like the
Awesome.
last pack of cigarettes that I have at my place.
You used to smoke?
A little bit.
Damn, play that wolf sound, Scott.
I can attest to the fact that he smokes when he's drunk.
Actually, no, you're right. I think I've seen him do that.
I just smoke socially in general.
Every time you say it, Joe.
Fucking Christ. The where
Little
Joe.
Joey B, he's a little badass.
He's a little tough guy. Oh,
He's hard.
he's hard. What?
I don't know.
It's
like an old term.
So
Move
COVID.
on. Move on to COVID. God damn it. This world is a nightmare.
Joe on.
So the stimulus package continues its way through Congress and continues to get the worse as we speak. So this week the Senate passed its version, and they aren't restricting.
And it sucks.
They aren't restricting eligibility for the stimulus check based off of income, but they are restricting it based off of citizenship status. An amendment passed.
Sucks.
8 Democrats, including 2 members of the Democratic leadership, voted for an amendment that would ban undocumented immigrants from actually receiving stimulus checks. So
Great.
and Joe Manchin continues to oppose raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour. Manchin currently says that the best he is willing to do is $11 an hour. So that's just fucking fantastic.
With that last name, Joe.
And the House version...
No? All right.
The House version has the $1,400 checks. It has the minimum wage, but they're
Last
just
name
thinking about
Manchin.
testing it.
And he's against minimum
Get it?
raising.
Get it?
Also,
You know, I'm playing the disappointment sound effect.
All right.
it's like, yes, like the House version has $1,400 checks. Still $600 light. And
Joe, can you start over? All of us were talking when you were going on.
All right.
Yeah, we're
So-
idiots.
We're gonna make Joe. Okay.
I know you guys are.
Let me just.
Whoa!
I set him up for that one.
I just want to.
Come on, that was too easy.
I just want to make it clear. We talked over Joe, so now we're making him start over.
Yup.
Yeah, we're dickheads, Joe. Sorry, you're right. We're idiots.
I just wanted to clarify. Thank you.
Thank you for that. So the House version has $1,400 checks, $600 lighter than they were supposed to be, because, you know, they literally ran on one cash, vote Democrat. So apparently they're just trying to lose. They're a bunch of masochists, it would seem. The House version does have the $15 an hour minimum wage. But I don't think I've seen anybody talk about this, about the fact that the House, for like the $1.9 trillion, that's $1.5 trillion lighter than the $3.4 trillion HEROES Act that was passed by the House last summer.
I need a hero. I'm holding
We
on
can
to
be heroes
tonight.
just for one day.
So
What was
the
the
CARES
HEROES
2
Act?
package that That was CARES 2.
Okay.
And so the CARES 2 package...
Wait. Did people get money out of the HEROES Act or no? Because I don't feel like they did.
No, because the HEROES Act never made it through the Senate.
Okay.
So the proposed CARES 2 Act that was known as the HEROES Act that was passed through the House in the summer was a $3.4 trillion plan. The Democrats are now proposing a $1.9 trillion.
They're lowballing us now.
So there was a $1,200 check in CARES 2, and now we're at $1,400 checks, but they're now talking about means testing the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Not just income status, citizenship status. They're even talking about dropping it down to $1,000 a check. And the money for state and local aid has been cut in half between CARES 2 to now. It's been cut in half. So like they're negotiating against themselves, and I don't think anybody's talking about that. About how like we went from like a $3.4 trillion proposal 6 months ago to now we're at $1.9 trillion and continuing to like slowly like whittle that number down. Like Larry Summers isn't even fucking involved in the government. They're already doing this. Like.
Wait, who do you say is not talking about it? Because I think a lot of people are, but internally, I don't think they are.
I don't think the press is really running with like.
He's talking about.
It was at 3 point. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about like the mainstream press. Like.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
They're talking about like like maybe we'll like means test like the income bracket, but like, not like. Well, 6 months ago, the Democrats were like, why don't we do a $3.5 trillion plan? Now we're down to like less than $2 trillion and like working our way down.
Like, what a picture of the Democrats, like when they're running for power and then like when they actually have power. What a contrast, between the different.
At least the Republicans are like, yeah, we don't care, like regardless
they're fucking
of whether
consistent.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're appalling, but you can respect like the honesty and consistency of like we don't care if you die in a ditch.
I've said that before.
We've talked about this. People just don't want to believe that they don't care, even though they're shoving it in your face. They're like, we totally don't care. And people are like, oh, I'm sure they have our best interests in mind.
Yeah, it's like Chad campaign trail and the virgin incumbent.
It's genuinely depressing though that we have like John fucking Hickenlooper in the Senate, like.
Brilliant way of putting it, though. It is.
Mr. Fracking Fluid. Colorado was like a safe blue state that they were going to beat Cory Gardner no matter what. And they had a guy, Andrew Romanoff, who was running on Medicare for all. He was running on raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour federally. He was running on the Green New Deal.
Yeah, but he had
now we've ended up with John
name. So
now we ended up with John Hickenlooper, the Mr. I drink fracking fluid, who's now also opposed to the $15 minimum wage. So, like, this is what we're stuck with.
Not $15. It should be $100. Fuck you, people. I'm
like
100% serious about that.
It's a sobering realization I had this week that the average assembly line worker at the Ford Motor Company in January 1914 made more money per shift adjusted for inflation than I do right now.
Fucked.
Adjusted for inflation in 1914, the starting pay at the Ford Motor Company was $129 a shift. That's like $17 a shift more than I make before taxes. 100 years later.
Shit's fucked.
Didn't they have like child factory workers around then?
Yeah. Child labor wasn't banned in the United States until 1938.
Yeah.
And it's really depressing when you think about it. Like, all of the socialists and communists who fought, struggled, and died for the cause of the 8-hour workday, it seems increasingly like their sacrifices were completely in vain and for nothing. Because in 1938, when the Fair Labor Standards Act was passed, which finally enshrined the 40-hour work week, you get the 40-hour work week, and 83 years later, you jump to now, the average American was working 47 hours a week, and nearly 1 in 5 Americans are working 60 hours a week or more. 18% of the labor force is working 60 hours a week or more.
I do want to briefly interject here, not to push back on what you just said, but to say that that same framing has been used to quash newer organizing efforts, like the claim that by fighting for whatever new policies we want, we are somehow tarnishing the leftists that came before us that fought so hard for X and Y because we want to push issue Z. So it's like, yes, they struggled for the 8-hour workday, but like we could also be pushing for like a 3-day work week.
No, I wasn't trying to frame it that way. I was like, I was
I
just
know.
thinking more like
I
in the
know.
sense, like capital has rolled back all of the gains that labor's made in the last 80 years, and like to the point where like not only have we gone full circle, but we've actually gone backwards a bit.
I am just telling the listener to be wary of anybody who uses that framing because it's very disingenuous. Like if you consider yourself to be like, even a progressive, then
I mean, to the extent that means anything.
Yeah, to the extent that means anything. What you're saying is that you're always fighting for whatever injustice is like society is currently facing. Like that didn't make any sense.
No, it made sense like that. We're like lurching from one thing to another.
Well, I said you're fighting for injustice, which which would be I don't know, man. I guess maybe if you're a fucking Nazi, if you're a Nazi, you might be fighting for injustice or whatever.
It's your cause. It feels like we only go backwards, baby.
Like, I mean, if wages had kept up with productivity, the federal minimum wage would be $24 an hour right now.
$100 a minute.
That's what I'm saying. It's like everything is in a historical context. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now I'm going through fucking Kalantai's autobiography of a sexually emancipated communist woman, which I was wrong about the date on that. You won't have to wait until March. The first installment is actually going to be on the last day of February. But yeah, like the societal conditions that Kalantai was pushing back against are very different from the ones that we are fighting here. I mean, there's definitely a through line. There's still very much a patriarchy, but like, there's no longer like arranged marriages between like 16-year-old girls and 75-year-old men. So that's progress. But at the same time, like, we're not stamping on the grave of some fucking dead progressive by fighting for even more than a $15 minimum wage. Like, the sky is the fucking limit at this point.
$100 a minute. Well,
I really think the minimum wage should be like $30 an hour.
The sky may not be the limit. That might have
$30 a minute.
$30 a minute.
Just kidding.
Is what we should be fighting for. You heard it here first.
$12 every 3 microseconds.
Hell yeah.
Anything less than that, I just won't stand
injustice.
I mean, really, it's actually like the rational thing to do to raise wages because, like, I looked at the Ford example again. Like,
yeah, but everything's going to become fucking automated. And we're going to have it's going to be all self-checkout stores and shit.
Like a century ago, like Ford, they raised the starting pay, and they lowered like the amount of hours you had to work. Like they went from like a 9-hour workday to an 8-hour workday, and they doubled wages at the same time, and their profit margin actually doubled.
Sounds rad. Sounds fucking rad. I'm reminded
kind
of
of
the
annoyed
time.
by like the fear mongering about the minimum wage right now. Is like, so what? The Congressional Budget Office estimates that like it will add $54 billion to the deficit over a period of 10 years. That's a drop in the bucket when you consider the fact that's over a 10-year period. The federal operating budget is over $4 trillion a year. So that's like $5 billion a year. If it's over $54 billion over a 10-year period, that's like $5 billion out of a $4 trillion budget.
Just
that's
like
nothing.
to remind everyone that money is fake and none of this matters.
I mean, it's ones and zeros at this point, anyways.
Yeah, money's fake. None of this matters. It's all just a number
Just
on a fucking
beeps and
spreadsheet
boops,
somewhere. Yeah. The money that is the federal debt. It's no different than the music that I make. It's just beeps and boops.
Right.
The Fed spent $3 trillion.
It's digital. It's not real.
Buying
That's what I actually meant.
bond debt last year. But like we're gonna freak out about $50 billion out of the deficit over 10 years. Like if you think about this rationally, it doesn't make any sense. Like the budget office projects that the $1,400 checks is going to cost about $422 billion. I don't see anybody complaining about the deficit on that matter.
Also, this is a pretty good argument for why we need to not just fight for, a living wage. We need to restructure the workplace because money really doesn't fucking mean anything. Like,
Right?
Nope.
we've talked about this before. It is a fiat currency, and the government can make as much of it as they please, and most of it will go to the people who already have it. So,
I mean, that's what happens when you have a system that is structured to benefit the people who already have power.
right. So we need to also be tackling the power dynamics wherever we see fit. And by that, I mean we need to challenge the social hierarchy that has been established by capitalism, and we need to start setting up worker co-ops and structures
Hell
to
yeah.
supplement.
Also electing socialists to Congress.
Well, I mean,
Correct.
you can even start smaller than that. Like set up, like we do mutual aid. You can set up kind of a community bank thing. I remember when I was chilling with like the Pitt kids in Cambridge, like there was a girl who would go out there every day and stand with the sign, and she would basically lend people like $20 at a time. Whatever they did with that money was kind of their business, and the only condition was that if they wanted to be lent a higher amount, they would just have to return the amount of money that they took. There are ways that we can prop each other up throughout this struggle because, most of us also work, and we can't necessarily immediately change our workplaces, in our current circumstances. But by strengthening each other and also unionizing too and gathering more steam for this movement, we will be stronger as individuals because we are stronger as a collective, so that we can actually have some bargaining power and have some more, like I was talking about earlier, some of that like emotional capital. We'll have more of that to expend because we're not living this individualistic, every man for himself kind of a life.
Beeps and boops, y'all. Little known fact.
Hell yeah.
One of Scott's songs can be exchanged for Kit Kat at your local 7-Eleven.
There's a digital code
This is news to
implanted
me.
for Kit Kats in it. Yeah, Joe. Yeah. Jesse's point was so fire that I just want to give it some thunder. Some thunder behind it. But I am reminded of the time that Tim Allen said that the Communist Manifesto was disproven by the fact that capitalism got rid of child labor. But that didn't happen until like 60 years after the Communist Manifesto was written. So, Tim Allen, you're a
Did
funny
Tim
guy.
Allen say that himself, or was it?
Was
his
that-
Yeah, no, it was on
character
Twitter. It was on Twitter.
So
okay.
Tim Allen is in real life the character that he
Yeah, he
plays
is.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
television. Okay.
Pretty
What
much.
What a piece of shit. What a shitty guy.
It's kind of
But he
weird to
makes
think
that
about.
noise
Like,
with it. He goes, "Arr," with his
but,
mouth,
like
though. That's so
he's
cool.
like the
He does.
character. He's like
He's a
literally the
man's man.
character
He goes,
doing
"Arr, arr,
what he
arr, arr."
does.
Somebody pointed out that on that show that like Al Borland, who was like the only decent man, was always just getting shit on. I was like, you're not wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
Is that like the optimistic dude?
Yeah,
It's like
he's the one who
bearded dude.
hosted Family Feud for a little bit.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
don't know. I don't remember that.
I'll find a picture.
Giving away too much about my life. Anyways. Joe,
All
any
right.
more sneaky headlines? Any more smelly
Poopy.
news?
Poopy
Any more
ass.
poopy pants news? Poopy pants news?
Wow, we just go from like worker solidarity to like fucking poop.
There's,
It's Trizzy.
Yeah, that was quick.
Joe,
So-
are there any more stories though?
Marjorie Green Taylor was
Woo! Marjorie Taylor
Marjorie-
Greene, get that
Oh,
bitch's
shit!
name right.
Yeah,
Woo! Here we go.
for committee assignments, and
She did what?
Marjorie Stewart Baxter.
she got stripped of her committee assignments by the House.
Hell yeah! That's
And
right.
it's funny because it happened literally like a day and a half after I was talking about it on the pod. Like, why? It's kind of interesting that the Republicans can't even bother to do like the.
I cursed her on the pod, Joe. I had more effect than you.
No, it's like I was talking about like how it's kind of weird how like the House can't even bother to do like the performative. Like, oh well, she's kind of a Nazi, so we got to strip her of her committee assignments, and then it happened about a day and a half afterwards.
Yeah, but Scott cursed her colon.
It was my
or
curse
something.
more. I mean,
yeah.
I did it. I mean, like, it happened for the reasons you like. That's the cover, but really, so
But actually, what was even funnier though, was
I did
Liz
it.
Cheney was
With the fucking soundboard.
All
Liz
right.
Cheney went on CNN and she was basically complaining like, we are unhappy that we are actually being held accountable. We should have been allowed to deal with this ourselves, even though we showed no inclination of wanting to do this ourselves. And we are unhappy that like we are actually being held accountable.
What state is she from again?
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Where men are men and sheep are nervous, as my uncle used to say.
It's like
Where
Where
a
the
Makes
fuck is
very-
that?
It's a very sparsely populated state, and it's the only state where I can really characterize it on the whole. Like, it's pretty much only conservatives that live there.
I'm still hung up about the whole sheep are nervous thing. That doesn't make any sense.
If it doesn't, then that's great. I'm happy for you.
Actually, I'm going to strike what I just said. I'm going to strike a line through it. I'm going to do the...
Too late.
God damn it, Carlene eating chips all loud and stuff.
Just for the record, I have never heard Carlene doing any of the things that you say
is
he's
that square
doing.
piece of shit? Okay, yeah, fuck that place.
All right, it's loud for me. It's like the snowblower. It's loud for me.
What?
What was I talking about?
You
that
mean
a
the
reference?
snowplow?
Yeah, the snowplow. Whatever.
What?
There's a snowplow that kept going by Jesse's apartment during the meeting, and you could hear it. It was very loud.
Okay.
It was very loud, but it was just like Jesse couldn't hear anything. So
Yeah, it was like shaking the fucking building. Anyways,
holy shit.
I'm glad. Whatever. Carlene, I love you. Mwah. Don't look at... She made a fart sound at me. She's angry. Anyway, what I wanted to say was that it was wrong of me to characterize every single person who resides in Wyoming as conservative. I'm sure there's a lot of indigenous people that still live there who are not.
Well, on that note, we apologize to anybody who has the misfortune of having to live in Wyoming.
It's pretty out there. It's pretty.
Yeah, like, it's a beautiful place. I mean,
fucking Yellowstone, you got Devil's Tower National Monument. That was in Close Encounters, motherfucker. That's a good movie.
What else you got?
Come
A
on.
bunch of don't fucking wear masks. Because I was literally there last summer and nobody was wearing masks.
Well, then fuck them.
yeah, Wyoming is like, it's very interesting if you are into geology, but I mean,
That's
this
about
is a
it.
fucking communist podcast, so I'm not really sure.
Geology is dope.
Listener
Socialist
base is
podcasts
like,
are not that interested in geology.
like, if there was a Venn diagram between like communism and geology, I don't think the shaded region would be huge, but
It would
I
be
could
like
be wrong.
me, and that's it.
No, that's us. That's half the podcast because that shit's cool. I like
Yeah,
that
right?
shit.
I'm always fucking
Yeah.
blogging
A
those.
Venn diagram of what?
Give me a good topological map. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Or something.
yeah. Joe, you don't like maps? You don't like geology? Topology?
I mean, I'm indifferent to geology.
Topology is totally different, Scott.
it's still good.
Joe is indifferent to geology.
I was indifferent to a lot of things. It's kind of
He sure is, folks.
Joe, you watched that Super Bowl?
No, I did not. I thought I just talked about that an hour ago.
Doesn't even like the Super Bowl.
What was the
Joe,
segment
no,
we were gonna do?
God damn it!
I didn't even know it was
the
happening.
people who listen to the show weren't at the meeting. They don't know.
Yeah, I didn't actually know it was happening. It wasn't even like, oh, I don't want to watch the Super Bowl. I didn't actually know it was happening until about like 7 p.m. the night of.
Yeah, the Weeknd looked very upset to be performing, and then he actually
I did
was
go on
alright.
Twitter though, and it was.
eh,
I didn't really understand what's going on, but it was a funny meme.
it's a bullshit game.
Actually, I did see this. Actually, I do want to talk about the Squarespace ad because that was the most genuinely depressing thing that I
Was
probably
that the
seen on Twitter
Sesame
this
Street
year.
one?
No, it was the one where it was about like
Alright.
the ad where
Well,
like
then there's
like,
two that are depressing. Well, more than just that. Anyways,
like
keep
where
going.
like song that like Dolly Parton changed from like 9 to 5 to 5
Oh
to
yeah,
9.
5
Like,
to 9.
oh,
yeah.
like you should celebrate like starting like your second job of the day. You need to work 12 hours a day to be able to survive, and we're supposed to celebrate the grind and be like, well, you can celebrate finishing your 9 to 5 job and beginning your 5 to 9 job. Wow, that is dark. Like, sometimes I work 16 hours a day, but I'm never going to celebrate being like, yay, I'm starting my second shift of the day.
But at the same time, I kind of think everybody should have a side deal, should have a side hustle, man.
You shouldn't have to have one, but
You shouldn't
they
have. You
could
shouldn't
if
have to
they
have one.
wanted to.
But I feel like you should, and I celebrate the freedom of the side hustle. I'm still a little bit of a car dealer over here. So,
That ad, assuming it was about 30 seconds, cost like $6 million to air.
Yeah.
but no, I agree. The general message is more like it is about like embracing the grind, embracing like the gig economy, which like that's bad. Like I'm more talking about like if you take up like an artistic pursuit, or if you're writing a novel on your downtime, like that's more what I mean. Like I appreciate when people like find times to still be
Not really a side
But
hustle.
independent in the
Side
in the
Let's
grind.
do Uber for 4 hours.
I
It's a different
appreciate
thing.
that though. Yeah, it is, I guess. It is a side thing, but at the same time, you got to diversify yourself as an individual, I believe. So, anyways.
Diversify.
But Dolly,
your
god
mind.
damn it, come on, man. But at the same time, the internet left, god damn it, man, don't have heroes. Stop it. Have heroes that are dead, because you can't leave,
No.
They can't disappoint you. They can, though.
Just don't have heroes. There'd be a lot less arguing.
I'm assuming it's possible that someone can disappoint you from beyond the grave.
Yeah, that's true.
In the before times, I used to go to a dance night called Heroes, and it was amazing.
I love that we're calling it the before times now. Just it's before the war. It's the before times.
Yes, that was my idea.
Prior to the plague, in the days of our naivete, when we were
when you could walk around, when you could kiss anyone, but you didn't.
Youthful and jaunty and...
I didn't kiss enough people before.
Carefree.
That's all I'm thinking now, no.
Damn straight.
Thanks for sharing, Scott.
That Reagan warble is starting to come out.
Joe, you kissed enough people before we went into war?
Days when we were jaunty and carefree.
Well, when the war's over, you can just grab a random lady on the street.
You can just grab a random dame and kiss her in the road.
Did not know that was going to be so horny, but all right.
Damn.
She wanted that
Man, this episode is getting progressively weirder as it goes on.
Joe, do you have anything to say about, as I put in my notes, Trump's second in impeach? Literally just wrote impeach Ed as we put him in a peach a second time. Do you have anything to say about that?
The
Impeach. Put him inside the peach.
Yeah.
I had to watch some of the
That's what
coverage
that means.
today, and I've
So
never
fucking
been
the
so
giant
bored.
peach.
I have never been so bored by Congress.
But wasn't
My
the defense basically saying some wild shit? The
he
whole
was
thing
all
was
over-
unconstitutional and whatever. The
He was
existence of
all
the
over
Senate
the
was
place.
unconstitutional.
He was
Jay, might be
all
true.
over the place. It was like listening to my grandpa talk about something for a half an hour and him just kind of wandering all over the place.
That's great.
It's are you going somewhere with this? Or are you gonna actually are you actually gonna go somewhere with this? Or should I just keep letting you talk for the next 5 minutes? What are you doing? Because he was talking about some dead senator and listening to his lectures on a record or whatever. And then he was talking about something else. And he's oh, well, it should, he's a private citizen. It's and your point being, where are you going with this?
Dead
None of it
presidents,
made
good man.
sense.
Dead senators, not as impactful.
It just occurred to me that I watched more of the Vietnamese Congress convening
Hell yeah.
today than I did the American Congress.
I mean, the American Congress has moments.
What's up with Vietnam? What are they doing?
Not being shitty. That's probably one thing.
Rightfully, they are sort of patting themselves on the back for being a beacon in the world for how to handle COVID.
Something
And
clearly that
otherwise-
our state government could learn a thing or two about from.
also the creativity and solidarity that the citizens had. And I think they have a vision they were putting together a vision between now and 2045, how to advance the socialistic nature of Germany while continuing to develop
Germany?
the infrastructure. And also they pay tribute to Ho Chi Minh regularly. They fucking love Ho Chi Minh almost as much as I do.
What do you mean? What do you mean by the socialist whatever of Germany? What do you mean Germany?
I didn't say anything about Germany.
You said Germany.
You said Germany.
Yeah.
You literally did a couple times, yeah.
What?
Yeah, you said the socialistic nature of Germany.
The socialistic nature of Germany while continuing. What? Did
What's
I
going
really?
on?
Yeah, you're
You
gonna have.
absolutely did.
It would
Yeah,
be
I
great.
kind of went with it, but I was confused.
It would be great if you in post you had fixed but it's the most obvious thing where it's it's a completely
Yeah.
different tone of voice.
Yeah,
and there's
like
different
Vietnam.
background noise. The socialistic nature of Vietnam.
Vietnam.
I have
It's like a
no
dog
idea.
barking.
Fuck that is fucked, yo. That's weird. Well, anyways,
Why Germany of all?
I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't even been reading any German theory. That's fucked. Germany.
Yeah, why Germany? They're not my first, not the first country that would come to mind as being a country that has a socialistic nature?
I don't know. I'm at a complete loss. So let's just move on.
Yep. Yes?
Okay, then.
That's the moving on song.
That was the moving on. Moving on. Giving it lyrics. So we don't have a Radlibs because
We don't.
fuck them. Fuck them.
Radlibs.
Those fucking Radlibs. Stop talking to fucking Radlibs.
Actually,
It's good advice.
we can keep going. Move past me. I think I found some. I'm sorry. I'm tired. That's the reason I didn't write anything today. I was recording Kaluntai, and I was just going back over my own recording, and it sounded good, but it literally lulled me to sleep. So
Sleep. I remember that.
Such an angelic voice.
Amazing.
Trying to work on the vocal fry, but like I sound like I'm fucking baked all the time, and I don't know why that is. I haven't smoked weed in like over a decade. I'm just stuck this way, I guess.
It's
We use a
okay.
lot of vocal fry in this show. We all do.
I don't.
Yeah.
You
I don't try to. Well, it's
try
just
to, but you
because
do it.
I'm like smoking.
Not trying to and not doing are two different things.
Try or do not. There is no do. Right?
There is no mountain tribe.
I don't even know
I mean-
what good vocal fry
So you're
would
doing
sound
it right
like. I don't even know what you're talking about right now.
now.
I've
Okay, then.
never used vocal fry on this show or any other show.
Yeah, but you're actually fucking ripped right now. Like I don't have an excuse. I haven't.
Yeah, that's mostly my excuse.
My excuse is that I've
We
been
still
drinking
love you,
this whole
Jesse.
time.
It's okay. I like your voice.
I
Got a
found
good voice.
I found out why Steve-O sounds so fucked all the time. I thought it was alcohol, but it's not.
This is insane.
It turns out that he just like doesn't know how to talk. Like
Wow.
yeah, like he
Who
got
is this?
like a trachea, like a
Steve-O.
From
Oh.
what you call it? You know,
Jackass.
yeah.
that
like,
one.
He just has to work with like a vocal trainer because he just doesn't use his vocal cords properly.
What?
I swear to
That's
God.
amazing. No, I believe you.
And the way that he said it in the video is like, it turns out I just suck at talking. And I was like, well,
Wow.
that'll reel you in. Let's see what he really means by this. And that's what he really meant by
That's
it.
really what he meant by it.
Oh, I love Steve-O.
He's a gift to humanity.
He's a wonderful man. He's been through many
He
trials
is,
and
yo.
tribulations.
I didn't think it was possible to be that hooked on nitrous. Like of all the fucking drugs.
And still survive? Yeah.
Yeah, you
That's
want an
hard.
apolitical episode of Joe Rogan to listen to prove that Joe Rogan is actually a pretty good auteur? There you go.
Auteur?
Pretty good.
Or
He's good with speaking, telling stories with his voice,
with
And
his
he's
vocal
good.
cords.
with interviewing it and making it a collaborative process. He's very good at it. And if we had more voices on the left that Joe Rogan would allow on his platform, would be good. I don't know, guys. Come on, I'm just trying.
I told you guys I was in Hawaii and we had like a Lyft driver who saw my
Everybody canceled me.
He saw my they patch on my like jean jacket and he was like, "Oh yeah, I heard about that on Joe Rogan." And I was like, "Cool, cool." Like, cool.
You heard about pronouns?
He
on
heard
Joe
about
Rogan.
like gender. He heard about like they thems. Like
Gender's
a
a
good
thing?
neighbor. They them is there. Yes. No. I don't know. Sure.
We have an episode called Gender.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
motherfuckers, listen to it.
Forgot about that.
But in all fairness, we made ours after Joe Rogan made his. So,
That's true.
I mean, what can you do?
Speaking of posters, Neera Tanden's confirmation hearing was this morning, and it was funny as shit. Because you had, like, Republican senators who were, like, reading out the tweets, like, that she wrote shitting on them. Like, Rob Portman read out these tweets, and she was like, so, Ms. Tanden wrote that, quote, Susan Collins is the worst. Tom Cotton is a fraud. A vampire has more heart than Ted Cruz, and
Well,
Mr. McConnell
That's
is
just
Voldemort.
factually correct. I'm sorry. It just is.
I agree with
But
that.
it's just funny, like seeing politicians like read shit tweets that are
But that's gonna be the way, dude. when you get sworn into when one of us gets sworn to government, they like bring out our fucking tweets from this time, and they're like, oh, remember when you told this senator to suck your dick? Oh, what the fuck is that?
It's gonna be you, Scott. It's gonna be you.
It's gonna be me. I am fucking ruthless.
Remember when Joe accused the governor of being like a malignant sociopath?
Yeah, it's like they're gonna play a clip from this podcast, and it's gonna be me telling Marjorie Taylor Greene to go fucking die or some shit
from colon cancer. Who cursed her colon?
Yeah, it's gonna be with the hex that I put on her soul.
Yep.
Which
or
it's still there. You fucking inhuman. I'm sorry. What?
Or like a clip of me being like, I hope Charlie Baker getting like an aneurysm would be like the greatest thing that happened in Massachusetts.
I have to apologize,
folks.
To all the listeners. I forgot to put on my slam, which is probably why my cadence is so much slower than you're used to.
I thought it doesn't let you.
I was listening to some Hans Zimmer earlier when we were talking. It helped me keep it going. Joe.
I don't know what the fuck it does. I figured out how to get around it last time, and I'm not getting any flack this time. Stay the fuck out of my life.
Fucking Spyify, you fucks.
You fat fucks.
I don't. Whoa, he's the guy who started the head of Spotify. He's very tall. He's bald. You can make fun of him. You can call him a cue ball, but it's not fat. He's big though.
Is that the? Oh, never mind.
The guy who started Spotify. Well, I don't know. The guy who runs Spotify now and does all makes all the nefarious decisions that are bullshit and stupid.
I was thinking of the CEO of Twitter, who's apparently like a string bean.
Mr. Jack Dorsey. Yeah, he doesn't eat.
This road.
Jack Dorsey? No, because these guys are cyber crypto-fascists, and Jack Dorsey doesn't eat. He has this bizarre ass
he's
fucking diet.
He's like the way that Gandhi managed to have this unifying good libertarian attitudes with fascism. Similar kind of vibes, gotta say. Yeah. And the skinniness, it's dead on. And the and the yoga, I mean, come on.
I don't know.
For fuck's sake, Spotify playback pause while transmitting audio.
Bitch better have my money.
That's all I gotta say. Pay all your artists, Spotify, that you have on your service. God damn it. Do we have a thing that can't be made up this week?
We do.
Oh, shit. We got a segment going. Hot.
Hold
off. Just out of the oven.
Hold
make up the pie. The cake. It's ready. It's sweet. You want to eat it.
Well, I'm copying this. It's chill. Being fat is chill. I don't know why. I don't know. I just like the sound of the phrase "you fat fuck." So sometimes
it is funny.
Yeah, it's cool. It's
yeah,
cool. Don't worry about it. Here's Al Borland. He's already in the chat.
Carlene hit me.
Yeah, but Borland is just a man of size and grace, and I love him.
He's just a good guy.
Man of size.
Yeah, there you go.
Great.
That's like the nicest synonym for fat.
Not a bad word. I'm the worst.
He's not though. He's not even slightly in any way.
Maybe
he's just he's built. He's just a big guy. It's fine. I don't necessarily mean when I say that the Spotify guy is big, he's a tall dude, but he's really broad as well. But he's not necessarily he's not wide. He's not fat. You know.
He's a man of great stature in our city. I was re-listening to that.
He's got the albatross.
Here's an Alcatraz around my neck. Okay. All right, here we go.
Hell yeah!
You can make this shit up with Comrade.
So I'd just like to
this shit.
Would just like to know this. I knew somebody would have seen it, and I'm sorry.
We're all very excited about it already.
I just want to note that for some reason this photo that's used for this article.
Yeah, the weirdest fucking photo.
I'm being sprayed with a fire hose of evidence so much I can't even handle it.
Yeah.
I'm being waterboarded by this information.
Finally found a chance to play that one.
Thank you. I'm glad that didn't go to waste.
Yeah, me too. So this photo looks like it could literally have been taken 5 minutes from my parents' house, which is very weird. But that is where spinach does get grown there. So makes sense. Anyway, what do we got? We got scientists have taught spinach to send emails, and it could warn us about climate change. This was kind of like a
wait.
Spinach.
Because I didn't go any deeper than the actual headline because I saw that and I just like laughed.
No, there's a whole article here.
Are we expecting? No, well, thank you. Are we expecting? Are we expecting them to like email us like when it's like it's too hot, climate change, stop? Like what?
Whacking a keyboard.
It's gonna be like the fucking when they're fucking emailing the squid in a sphere.
Oh god.
Yeah, the first email is just how to commit die.
Oh, well, guess who fucking figured this shit out? Engineers at MIT. Are we surprised? No. Anyway, yeah, they have transformed spinach into sensors capable of detecting explosive materials. These plants are then able to wirelessly relay the information back to the scientists. And they can find nitroaromatics in groundwater, which I guess are explosive. Oh yeah, often found in explosives, like landmines. And then the carbon nanotubes within the plant emit a signal. So like the nanotubes make a signal, and then a fucking infrared camera reads it, and that sends an email. So, I mean, I don't know. This is kind of a disappointing one. It's not as cool as I thought it was, but whatever. Yeah, I just killed my own segment. Fuck.
Come
on, Scott.
This is related, but I know they talked about this on Chapa, but like, did you see the thing about like the law that like now like a corporation can build like a city?
Yes.
Yeah, and just have their own government in the middle of a state. Yeah.
I have not.
You haven't, Joe?
No.
Well, we're in that baby, that future baby. That Andrew Ryan future baby. I love it.
I mean,
Andrew Ryan was the bad guy from fucking BioShock, for those who didn't know. How did you know? Sorry.
I've seen a lot of that gameplay. I had no idea that was his name.
I don't.
He's like an uber libertarian, so.
I
am trying to be quiet now, sorry.
I only wanted to say that the other good line in this article is Professor Michael Strano, who led the research, said, this is a novel demonstration of how we have overcome the plant-human communication barrier. There you go.
I don't believe that at all. I think that's a lie.
Oh, no, sorry. Not the last. There's another line, which is, when it's not busy emailing researchers, spinach seems to also hold the key to efficiently powering fuel cells, too. This is not a very good article.
Well, that's good.
The writing is not great.
You picked it though.
You just picked it on the headline.
Shit for the style, journalistic integrity. Cunt.
Whoa! What just happened to your internet?
You just like popped right there.
That was fucking crazy. Hey, your internet.
Oh, I have to start.
I yelled too loud into this tiny, shitty microphone. Maybe someday I'll get a real microphone.
Tiny, shitty. My mic is really bad, yo. Oh, God.
All right. Since I feel like that
was based on Deepest Bluest. My head is like a shark fin.
Disappointed our non-existent listener base by not bringing a Radlibs to
17 loyal fan bases. I want to say hallelujah to the 17 loyal fans.
The Radlibs. But I did want to bring a fucked up story to you guys that I actually heard. One of my favorite podcasts, and it's not political, but it's fantastic, and I recommend it, is the Bizarre Files podcast, which is, I think it's out of Philadelphia. It's basically like it's basically like a apolitical version of You Can't Make This Shit Up. Which is why...
Are you saying that my version is political?
Of course it's political. Everything that we...
What's political about the Testacuzzi?
I mean, that's true.
It's political. It's political because we have.
Just because we're a socialist podcast doesn't mean that everything.
I mean, we actually kind of did talk about like how you have to be privileged to like kind of want and afford testing.
Exactly.
You can't only the expensive one.
Everything that we talk about, we talk about it from a Marxist standpoint, and so I'll say that. Sure, I guess it's political. The Bizarre Files is political, but it's political in that they are political in that. I don't know. I honestly can't think of a way that's political. But it's a good source of semi-local stuff because there are a lot of stories like out of Massachusetts and shit. That podcast brought to my attention an event that happened fairly recently in Oklahoma where a woman was at a party at like 2 a.m. She spotted some Nazi flags flying across the street on some guy's porch, ran over, grabbed one of the flags, and the guy that lived in the house busted out the front door with an AR-15 on a strap. And in the article, it said it was a platform rifle. So I don't know. Maybe he had like a scope and a little tripod for it.
He just like busted out his door with a tripod and carefully set it up.
Well, he was already seated facing the door.
Oh.
They found an ashtray with like several cigarette butts in it, and it was.
So he was just waiting for somebody to come and grab those flags.
Exactly. Okay.
Jesus.
And he fired off like 7 or 8 rounds and shot this woman in the back like 5 times. And then in court tried to claim self-defense for shooting somebody in the back that was running away.
And did they grant him that or no?
I don't know.
God.
I think that's
Oklahoma,
still
anything goes.
I think that's still kind of developing right now.
There was a tweet this week that like was about the top sliver of Oklahoma that's like right above Texas.
The Panhandle?
Yeah, and how that came to be. And basically it came to be because like that was Texas slave territory, but the law was passed that like they couldn't have slavery after like past a certain like point on the
parallel or whatever.
Yeah, parallel. Exactly. Thank you. And that part is above the parallel. And so instead of keeping it, Texas gave it to Oklahoma and said just like
the
keep
3630 line.
Go nuts.
Missouri was actually
they sacrificed having more state in favor of slavery. So
Missouri is the only state before the Civil War to be above the 3630 line and still have slavery, because this one rich guy just bought his way into like having his estate be part of Missouri, like bribed Congress basically. That's why Missouri has like the boot heel, because just one rich dude be like, I want to be part of this state.
How the states got their shapes. Did you watch that, Joe? Did you ever watch that show?
Hold on.
Yeah, I think so. Like 10 years ago.
Hell yeah.
I want to clarify when I said that the man was claiming self-defense. First off, should I name him? I don't know. I feel like it's not even worth fucking...
Do it! He's a white supremacist. Who gives a shit?
Alright, hold on.
Fuck up his name intentionally. Like...
Call him... I was going to say Joe. Never mind.
Let's call him something. I don't know.
I don't know. His name is Alexander J. Feaster. I feel
really?
Feaster.
Yeah. He looks exactly the way that you're imagining him. He's like
skinhead. He's like sweaty.
Fucking. He's like a little overweight, like liver spots. Fucking blonde, patchy ass, half balding. Like it just looks like garbage.
Patchy ass, half bald. It looks like garbage.
And honestly, it looks like he had one of those little Hitler mustaches when he showed up to jail, and the rest of it grew out, so now it's just like longer in the middle, but that's just purely speculation.
I wonder if there's any douchebag
hell of a look
who like has one of those mustaches but is like a hipster about it because Hitler did it because he liked Charlie Chaplin, and it's like, no, it's a Chaplin mustache. I think Chaplin.
Tell me it doesn't look
oh
like
my
that.
my god,
he looks awful.
Yeah.
This man,
it looks like, doesn't it? Doesn't it? I think that's what he was doing.
Oh yeah, I remember him from the 5-head club that I'm in.
God damn it, I hate that fucking... All his facial hair makes me want to vomit.
Terrifying.
I know, it's fucking gross.
So bad. Even if he was rocking a Hitler thing, like that divide in the middle of his lip,
yeah,
like just fucks it all up. It just, like, some people can't grow hair there. You know, it's unfortunate.
What's your guys' perspective on that kind of gap? Like, is it possible for a mustache to look good if it's got that gap in the middle?
I think it depends on like what you do with it.
Yeah, I've seen some good ones. I don't know.
I'm just in the no camp. It's hard to know.
I have, I guess, perhaps a little bit of an alternate perspective. So I recently shaved my mustache because it doesn't have a gap in the middle. Since there's no gap, there was no obvious... It was like there was no way that it could comfortably settle to the right or to the left in that little central area.
Oh.
And as a result, it just kind of ended up being like scrubby and getting into my nose and shit, you know? Because there's no, if it's not like obviously on one side or the other, it's resistant to parting, agreeably, I'll say.
You need Moses on that motherfucker.
Right. And I don't have a Moses.
Mustache Moses!
So what I tried to do was just shave a little bit out of the center so that I wouldn't have that awkward part in the middle that just kind of juts out or just juts down. And I could only keep that for about a day before I just said, fuck it, the whole thing's gone. All right, so
if you keep it like thin and like kind of not very bushy, and you have a little part in the middle, it can look good.
Right. I'm also in that camp. I think if there's a stylistically appropriate way to have a disjointed mustache, if you will.
I'm still really sad because
a non-contiguous mustache
that I had does not come back. Went away. Hasn't come back. Will it ever come back? I don't know.
You can draw a mustache on. That might be rad.
It's true. I could do that.
Get it tattooed on your finger, so when you do the thing, you put your middle finger above your mouth. It's like, oh, look, I got a mustache.
I literally
I'm drunk.
I'm drunk.
I'm an unimaginative girl at a party, and I got this tattoo because I don't have much of a personality. I'm just kidding. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's
I know.
Other people I know.
I know.
Or have known.
I'm not like other girls.
The good for her cinematic universe. Also.
Okay, so what I was going to say is that, so this guy has been out on bail. I'm surprised. His legal team gave a statement.
It's truly depressing. It's like Richard Dreyfuss melted. It's like truly depressing.
The legal team gave a statement. Mr. Feaster was isolated and alone, fearing for his life, and that he acted in self-defense, feeling he was in imminent danger of death or great bodily harm. Which is like, obviously it's like a load of shit, but like the guy was flying fucking Nazi flags.
Yeah.
Guy's a fucking pussy for a fascist. That's all I'm going to say.
If you like a Nazi flag, put it up in your home. Why not? Or no one can see it except you. You can still enjoy it that way without...
I don't even believe this. This is what the Nazis believe.
having to wait in your front hallway with a fucking platform rifle and an ashtray. That guy could probably qualify for
holy shit. So his lawyers are now accusing the victim, McVeigh is the woman's name, of trespassing and committing a hate crime against Feaster.
That's a hate crime?
So are you surprised that Nazis were influenced by demons?
These fucking people.
Yeah, they are demons in the flesh. They will never die because of this.
I'm glad you ended up not becoming a lawyer, Ellie.
Me? I wasn't going to become a lawyer.
Or,
when did you?
Or working.
What did I say? I used to work in law. What are you talking about here?
That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad that you
don't work there anymore because it was killing me, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we love you just the way you are.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, guys. Love you too.
You son of a bitch.
That whole time, my music had to cut out again. I'm fucking...
Fuck
Spotify,
you, Spotify. You fucking piece of
Spotify.
shit. Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking go over there.
It just sucks the wind right out of my sails.
I'm gonna punch Spotify in the face.
I feel like I spend about 20 minutes an episode going, hold on. Wait a minute, hold on. Wait, hold on. I was gonna say there's a thing that I was gonna, where I meant to, where I was going with that was, I had a point, and that it was, well, I don't want to say I had a point. I had a direction that I was going, and anyway, so the point, in conclusion,
I spend a lot of time not saying anything and waiting for an opportune moment to cut back in.
And Joe is quiet after his segment pretty much throughout the rest of the episode. Yep. I love it.
Not true.
It's a little true. We love
He's
you.
over there smoking he's smoking 5 cigarettes at once.
That's too many, Joe. It's going to hurt your little lungs.
We'll play the sound. You're a little baby lung. Sometimes
too
I
many cigarettes,
forget
Joe.
that Joe is a legal adult and can take care
How
of
old are you? Like 22, 23?
24.
24. All right, let's talk about films.
Films.
That's a weird segue.
I know, Joe, but I've been trying to segue for like 15 minutes, and I was giving Jesse the floor.
You just do it then if you're that impatient.
I'm being courteous. I wasn't being impatient. I was letting another person on the show talk.
Thanks.
So I don't have the
He's
maturity.
like, I don't care.
God damn it. I was trying to have more of a socialistic kind of attitude towards the division of time in this, but fine.
Comrade's God tells you what to watch.
Whatever, you should watch Knight of Cups this week because we're
So good.
gonna start a new thing because I finally figured out how to talk about movies on the Patreon. So we're gonna do like a movie club, probably like 2 episodes a month. I'm thinking we'll see, but we're gonna start with Knight of Cups. Terrence Malick. Terrence Malick's. I forget what fucking year it was. 2015, I think. It's good.
It came out at the Berlin something or other.
15. It was 2015,
and it came out in the U.S. in 2016.
Yeah, and somehow there was some psychic connection between me and Ellie this weekend, and we both watched it.
Oh no, that was Chava.
Or Chava, excuse me.
Did you
All
think
right.
it was me?
You've been
I don't know.
excused.
I can't tell when it's just the person talking to me through, like, Instagram.
I know. I know. I do. I wouldn't expect
And I
you
also
to know
said,
anyway.
and I literally,
just wondered.
in the conversation, I said, I said that I told them that I thought Ellie would like this, and then they didn't correct me. So
Wait, what? Really?
yes.
Okay, I don't remember that at all. Maybe Chava remembers.
there you
that,
go.
I don't remember
I can
that.
actually tell when it's Chava because, like, after every statement, there are a bunch of parenthetical statements that follow.
That's true.
Without
Chava
fail.
uses parentheticals, and I don't. She uses more. She says lol more. She says lol more, and she uses more emojis. I don't know. It's
No, you do
fucking
know.
confusing.
You know better than any of us. Probably.
That's true.
You two are pretty close, I would assume. I mean,
I wish there was a way to like.
Oh, I just said you. All right.
Yeah. See, whatever. Chava watched it. She watched it twice. It was great. She loved it. She took all kinds of notes.
Do you have an opinion on it? No.
Yeah, I thought it. I liked it. I mean, I don't think
It would just be so funny if you hated it and Hava loved it.
Yeah, I think she liked it. I think she liked it more than I did. I don't know. It's weird because literally I didn't watch it. She watched it twice. She took notes.
Yeah.
It was all her. Like I remember it. I remember all the shit that happened in it, and I'm like, yeah, it was good. But I don't know. She like wants movies to be like a big fucking visceral experience like that. Like that's what she likes. So
if the experience of watching the movie, like when you're immersed in it, you're not going to be able to like channel Hava's emotional experience if you're just kind of an observer. Like,
I mean, this is weird. I can like kind of feel her feelings sometimes, like, or I guess it's more like I can feel that she has feelings. And for a lot of my life, I thought that I didn't know what the deal was. I didn't know about her. So I just thought they were my feelings, but they weren't. But yeah, no, it literally is like trying to remember what somebody else felt about something.
right. So if you're just reading notes, like I can't remember what I was going to say. Something, I think Scott asked you, how did you feel about it? Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
I would say like probably nothing because you were just like a passively kind of participating.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I think I tend to like Chava just has more feelings than I do. I think like I tend to notice them.
I feel like Chava just feels more.
She feels a lot. She has a lot of feelings, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I don't want to
to
say
compensate
anything,
for my
but-
lack of feelings?
No, Joe, we're not talking about you.
I was making a self-deprecating joke about myself.
Okay. You say it with such a serious tone. I am bad.
Well,
at
that's
jokes,
pretty on brand. I mean,
Joe is maybe he's just so good at like your heart rate just doesn't raise no matter what it is. Oh, we already had this discussion. If you were like you were abducted by aliens, you'd be like, fuck that.
right. Joe's not. In Joe's words, it's absurd to call him a heartless fuck because that would assume he had feelings in the first place.
Which is a very interesting thing to say. But,
He's got more heart than Ted Cruz.
to say on like a socialist podcast, to say something like this, wild. I love it. It's the most like fucking like black-pilled, like self-destructive thing. Anyways, yeah. That's what we're going to do with the Patreon. Sorry, Jesse, you can go.
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's all right.
This is why, when I have a segment, I write stuff that you guys tell me, oh, no, you don't have to write stuff down to get a good point across. And it's maybe I'll go 10, I'll have a 5-minute stretch where I have this continuous train of thought. And then the rest of the time, it's I'm not following a path. I'm following the contours of a cobweb, which is kind of a joke.
Contours of a cobweb.
It's kind of a joke, but also kind of poetic. So
that's pretty good.
Hey.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Contours of a cobweb. Hey.
Hey. Look at this guy's face. It's really fucking getting to me.
I know. I hate that guy. I don't know him, and I just fucking hate him.
Well, kids and Joe. Because Joe's an old man already. I'm just kidding.
Kids.
Joe,
and the
recommend me a
ones
movie.
who smoke mids.
Man, the ones who smoke mids.
But
Joe.
What?
If you could watch Tenet, Jesus Christ, I'm asking you a question. If you could find it, and watch Tenet, what do you want to do? Actually, no, I have an idea for the second episode already. Do you want to do the third movie club with Tenet?
Sure.
All right, well, there you go. Anyways.
There's my homework. I have to go watch
That's
Tenet.
your homework. That's going to be in 6 weeks.
Is it on HBO?
I don't know. Yes? I don't know. I have HBO Max. That's all I know. And that's owned by Warner Brothers.
Okay. I also have HBO Max, so we're good to go.
Anyways, that was some internal stuff that could have been done with a message. Sorry that we dragged it into the episode. Ah, God.
Edit that out.
Because the second episode, we should talk about that fucking that very long Bollywood movie.
Which one?
The one about fucking cricket.
Lagan?
Yeah.
Lagan. Yes.
Talk about Lagan. I should finally watch that behemoth of a film. Anyways, we're wrapping up here, folks. My name is Scott. I'm on Twitter and on Instagram. I'm on Twitter at DeathMullet. I'm on Instagram at SweatyWife. I'm on SoundCloud and Bandcamp. I misspoke last week. I said the 12th. I meant the 15th is when my next EP for Sweaty Wife is coming out. It's a moniker, not a nickname, as we established last
Did you misspeak, or did you just overestimate your capacity to make more music?
No, it's done. It's been done for a while. It's just, I finished it in January, so I just I misspoke. But yeah, Sweaty Wife, you should go.
Sweaty Wife.
Whoever wants to go, Janice.
Hi, I'm Janice. I don't know. I'm Ellie. I'm Ellie right now.
Big huge Ellie.
I'm on this Discord where I consistently forget to tell my comrades who is talking to them, and I need to fix that.
No, the mystery is intriguing. I like it.
I don't know. I mean, Chava and I are pretty different people. God, I don't know.
I mean, I hate surprises, but it's an interesting surprise.
I'm just gonna have a small personal crisis right now. Yeah, don't look for me on the internet because you won't find me.
That's no good.
Oh, come on. Personal crisis is my two of my middle names.
You have more than one?
Some people do,
You
Joe.
have more than one.
Yeah.
I mean, I have more than one, but I didn't realize other people did.
Speaking like a fucking boomer, like an I got mine boomer over here, Joe. Oh, well, I got mine multiple middle names. But why do other people have to have? Why do other people get it? What the fuck?
I mean, I don't advertise I have a second one because it's kind of superfluous.
Dude, your initials are in your social media handles.
But most people don't notice that.
Joe, it doesn't matter.
Also, the year that you were born. It's pretty... You pretty much get...
You're skating by on the thin ice of your name being extremely common. Let's be real.
Your social media handles are just, the basic information that somebody would need to know about you to, make an account in your name, basically.
What can I say? I was lazy 10 years ago. Sue me.
I will sue you.
You go do that.
Sue you for an uncorrect Twitter handle. And Joe, what is that Twitter handle?
You guys know what it is.
Would you tell the audience? I'm gonna fucking strangle you with my vocal fry.
Stop enjoying my laziness.
Joe, can you please tell the audience
Well,
what
if you could shut up long
your
enough.
social media is, please. That's
If
what
you
we
could shut
ask
up-
all the hosts to tell at the end of every episode.
If you could shut up long enough for me to do that, I will.
Heyo.
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at JLFB96.
How's it
Instagram.
gonna stop?
Shut up! Shut up! Oh my fucking god!
See, I'm the one with the soundboard, though. Joe, I'm sorry.
We're never gonna get through this. You can find me on Instagram at JLFB1996. Are you happy, Scott? We finally,
Yeah, I'm
we finally
happy.
made it.
Fucking happy as a clam.
Yeah, but you don't have a sound drop for that, do you?
Your move, creep.
No,
That's what I thought.
Why?
Because Joe, we gotta. Because every week we have to see how Randy Rainbow is doing.
All right.
Oh God, why?
And I am Jesse, and you can find my music on soundcloud.com/contingents-boston.
I see how it is. I'm the only
Please.
one that Scott interrupts. I see how it is.
I'm trying, Joe.
Navigate.
There was a bit going on before. God damn it, man. The bit is now
Please.
morphed into like I interrupt you, but also I also wildly misinterpret your jokes. So
It's very self-aware of you.
yes, it is. Sorry, Jesse.
It's all right. I'm listening to an album that's literally called Eugenics right now, so. See, for you guys, this is an awkward silence, but for me, it's just music, so I'm fine with that.
I'm not really bothered.
That's
And
cool.
you can navigate to comrade-rosie.org for resources in the greater Boston area, food, housing advocacy. I was going to say housing, but nobody can just like give you a house. People can just give you food, though. And also treatment for substance use disorders. I don't know, I'm slurring my words. Fuck, the goddamn music went off again. I'm going to fucking murder. I'm going to... I swear to fucking God. All right, I'm going to get it together. And please hit that getting involved tab and donate time or money to one or more mutual aid groups because people really need your help right now.
That's true. That is true. That's true. And like always, I'd like to remind you that we have a Patreon that is patreon.com/Epic Incredulity, which is also our Twitter. Just kind of, I don't really update, but I do update our Instagram. You should follow that. It's fun. I put our artwork up there, thinking about other things to do with it. Whatever, we'll figure it out. Go to comrade-rosie.org to find
The Comrade.
something.
The Dash.
So if you're in the greater
Rosie.
Boston area, go there, find something that you can get involved in, get involved with the unionizing efforts, support Amazon, unionizing. That's cool. And you know what, folks? The dog's off the leash. We've had a hell of an episode. That's your goddamn epoch, baby.
Sweaty way.
All right, come on.
So, the Boston DSA has started an initiative where they are trying to connect people in the Boston chapter. Trent, what the fuck is that bird? What's
Just
the bird?
play sound for your background. Fine.
All right. No, you can keep playing. It's a little overwhelming. I'm fine. I'm not, but I mean, I will be. No, keep it. I like
Jesus
it.
Christ. I keep lowering the volume. Would you just go?
I love being in discomfort. So
I can do cicada.
yeah, No, that's better. Yeah, I like
good
that.
I'm just lost, and I'm just kind of going.
Actually, because I like it, switch it back to the other one, because like I said, I like being in discomfort.
What is happening?
Yeah, keep it on. Yeah, there we go.
As loud as it can be.
All right, that's sufficiently obnoxious. So the Boston chapter of the DSA is actually doing, they're doing a couple of good things, but one of them is trying to connect people in the chapter to do trainings with like the disparate mutual aid groups around Greater Boston, which is kind of a win-win because it means that our comrades in the DSA get to learn how to do praxis, and the people who aren't necessarily like hardline ideological, but still involved in the organizing process get to meet some of the ideological comrades. So
hell yeah, sounds good.
Why?
And also potentially more volunteer power.
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How do you feel about Phoebe Bridgers smashing her guitar in SNL?
Who?
This is how we will find out if you're a loser.
Are you a fucking loser? Like, how do you feel about guitars being smashed in general? What?
I'd go one way or the other.
You don't think it's just fucking rad and cool every time?
I think that's a good answer, Joe.
Oh my god, I got all these losers around me. Don't like guitars being. Oh my god.
Hey, I never said I didn't like it. I just thought his answer was tactically.
Tactically, it was a piece of shit answer.
I like how in your fucking Instagram or your Facebook story or whatever, you were like, hint, don't be a loser.
Hell yeah.